Thank you. And welcome everybody to the Your Desired Success Mastermind, giving you the secret key to new possibilities. Now, what we focus on here is the rules around living consciously. And it's not about controlling anybody, but we're expanding our level of awareness here. And that is that we are living by the golden rule of do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And also the platinum rule of treat others how they want to be treated. Now, I found that when we're living in accordance with them, it not only amplifies our life, but it amplifies our relationships as well. Now, the power of the mastermind shared by Napoleon Hill here, who is the world famous author of many books of success, but certainly this book in particular, Think and Grow Rich. When he was talking about the principle of the mastermind, he said, it is the principle through which you may borrow and use the education, the experience, the influence, and perhaps the capital of other people in carrying out your own plans in life. It is the principle through which you can accomplish in 1 year more than you could accomplish without it in a lifetime if you depended entirely on your own efforts for success. So think about the power of that and why we're here together. So let's start with the mastermind principles. And Kate, if you would like to start us off, please.
Okay. The purpose of the mastermind is to personally grow, share our value, and connect with like-minded people in order to create wealth in all areas of our lives.
We are collaborative. We listen without interrupting, lecturing, or judging.
We are honest and participate by giving thoughtful feedback.
We are open and listen to different perspectives without being defensive or offering excuses.
We trust fellow members enough to share fully.
We ensure we fulfill our commitments. If we agree to do something in this mastermind, we will have it done within the agreed time frame for our own personal growth and the growth of our fellow members.
As attendees, we show integrity by supporting each other and not trying to sell to the community.
We are focused, but we also think it's important to have fun during meetings.
We allow ourselves to become completely aligned with each other and the high forces, one mind, one soul, one love.
Through masterminding in particular, it gives us the opportunity for self-mastery, where the self-transcendent shifts from the me to the we to the us occurs.
As congruence and engagement increases, the world consciousness is then raised one meaningful and inspired relationship at a time.
Beautiful. Thank you all for setting the principles and the foundation of the call. I'm just going to wrap it up here with the mission of YDS. So our mission is to help conscious, aware, and engaged, heart-centered people achieve their desired success through the tools available within our empowered community and aligned online growth software. Our members access a variety of areas, including masterclasses, life purpose software, goal tracking, and masterminds. You have the opportunity for connection, personal growth, ways to earn from multiple streams of income, and to contribute to the community. Our focus is to provide an affordable personal development platform to be seen, heard, achieve a sense of belonging, and a path to unlimited new possibilities. So that's what we are building on the foundation here today, everybody. Who feels excited? Yeah, come on, let's see those teeth. Big smiles, let's see the teeth. This is what we want, yes. So, as I said, today's topic is going to be around Think and Grow Rich, but more so as an overview of the book itself. Now, there's some of us here who have had significant shifts through the book in itself, through maybe the movie. Who here, a show of hands, has watched the movie in the YDS Facebook group? Yep, so just a couple of us. I really encourage you to access that and watch that movie. It's a fantastic movie. And it's not one of those that is heavy from a personal growth angle. It's actually very lighthearted and goes through, but it's really empowering. I watched The Greatest Showman the other day and then Think and Grow Rich, the movie, and I was super pumped. I had to calm myself down with my neck injury, but anyway, that's another thing. So what we've actually got, and what I'd like to really dive into a little bit deeper here is that in 1937, Napoleon gave the manuscript, or actually had given the manuscript to the publishing company, and they published the book. So we have the versions that we have today. Now, some of us may be aware that at the time, Napoleon had met Andrew Carnegie, and he went to meet Andrew Carnegie because he was working on a magazine. And Andrew Carnegie basically gave him time to say what he needed to say. And then Andrew invited him to stay for a few extra days and asked him, would he be willing to travel around America, interviewing people who Andrew Carnegie was going to put him in touch with, such as Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, and so on, and said, would you be willing to do this for the next 20 years? Because that's how long it's going to take, without any financial backing from me. And at the time when Napoleon was asked that question from Andrew Carnegie, all he had was just enough money to be able to get himself home on the bus. Or on the train. He didn't even have enough money to actually stay longer. And Andrew Carnegie basically put him up in the house. He agreed to do it and put him up in the house. And that's what he went on to do for the next 20 plus years. And then eventually this was created. So when we think around the challenges we have and we face and the things we're continually doing, think of what Napoleon went out and did and had faith, had that clear vision, and trusted in the process. And for those of us who have read the book, just a show of hands, has everybody read the book or anybody not? Just a show of hands, have you read the book? Wonderful, fantastic. So we know that it took a lot of commitment, but that constantly throughout the book, Napoleon refers to faith, constantly the importance of faith being the most powerful emotion that we can have. Now, I'm just gonna make sure that I can see what's going on here in the chat. Sorry, guys, got to go. Okay, sorry, Lisa. So what I would really love to hear from each and every one, and I'd really encourage you all to take the time, whether you want to go around in your numbers, maybe we do it that way, and share what has been your biggest receiving from Think and Grow Rich. What is your favorite chapter, possibly? What is your overview of the book? Is there something that you really didn't resonate with? And share that, and let's have a conversation around it and really help anybody who's not read the book yet understand the true power and essence of this book. Who would like to go first, or do we all think we should start with the numbers and Kate would be first out the blocks? Eva. Kate, would you like to go first? Sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, it's okay.
Eva.
No. Okay. For me, the most important chapter was the chapter about fear, and the most revealing, and the most, I suppose, the one that has the greatest impact on me. I also loved a few things that Napoleon Hill said about, if I could just read it, it should be recognized as a crime. In reality, it's a crime of the worst nature for any parent to build inferiority complexes in the mind of a child through unnecessary criticism. I've been saying something but like that all my life, except that this is much stronger and I think extremely important. And the self-analysis and his wonderful new terms, fiorenza and worryitis, which I thought were brilliant, and I've been quoting it ever since. And the questions which really required a lot of thinking, and I have discovered things that I didn't really think were about me. So just to finish it off, I think this for me was the most important chapter.
Beautiful, thanks, Eva. And just to I've got a little plan in place, so bear with me as we go through this. But thank you for sharing, Eva, and for everyone who isn't aware, it's actually the final chapter, How to Outwit the 6 Ghosts of Fear. And in order to implement these 13 success principles, you have to prepare your mind to receive the philosophy. The first step to prime your psyche is to study, analyze, and understand the 3 enemies you'll have to defeat: indecision, doubt, and fear. Now, this chapter in particular outlines and explains the cure of the 6 basic fears that, although often hidden in the subconscious, hold humans back in their pursuit of riches, the fear of poverty, the fear of criticism, the fear of ill health, the fear of loss of love, the fear of old age, and the fear of death. So that's a really powerful chapter that Eva that touched on there, where she said there's a lot of questions that really get into you to help you shift. So thank you so much, Eva, for sharing that. Who would like to go next on what they received from the book? Time's money, people. Come on, time's money.
Okay, I'll go next because I'm all about money. No.
And Carly, I'm just going to pause you right there for a moment. Can we all just congratulate Carly on some fantastic news that she's had that has been just chewing away at her, and now she's had some great news. To Carly, well done.
Thank
so
you.
Happy for you.
Thank you. Okay, so Kate and V know what the thing was. So yes, it is all good. And Kate probably doesn't remember from our Friday call, but it's all good. So I'll tell you later, V. And you probably know what I'm talking about. And so this book is what I call a great foundation to put in all of the structures of what you're missing if you're not aware of. Like burning desire, have you really tapped into it? How deep do you go into it? Are you really paying attention to your desire? Are you tapped into the heart's desire, getting out of the monkey mind? Imagination, using the imagination to support the burning desire. Yes, tap into the fear, get rid of the fear. The list goes on. So each chapter brings something. Well, masterminding is one of the chapters, hence what we're doing right now. But what we bring in a mastermind is the genius of everyone sitting here right now. The energy of everyone sitting here right now. Sixth Sense chapter near the end. Like masterminding, that's how powerful masterminding is. It's actually bringing all those aspects into one place for 1 hour. We're all sharing our wisdom. We're collaborating. We're imagining. We're learning, listening. Our doubt is shifting. Power of the mastermind.
Beautiful. Thanks for sharing there, Carly. So let's dive into the power of the mastermind then. I know you actually covered a lot of areas there, but certainly in this area, the power of the mastermind, the driving force, individuals can attain and apply power through the formation of a mastermind group, an alliance of individuals with different strengths and perspectives who coordinate their knowledge and efforts to attain a definite purpose. Mastermind groups bring both economic advantages, which are riches, as well as psychic benefits, a cosmic harmony that generates a third mind or spiritual unit of energy operating at a higher frequency. So that's the power there of really accessing the power of a mastermind. Would you say that's a good wrap up there for that, Carly?
Yeah, and just that collaboration, connection, community, like, you know, the whole thing, really, the whole book is based on a mastermind.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you, Carly. Who would like to go next? If you don't say, I'm going to pick you. So there you go.
I'll go. Am I next?
Go for it, Adam.
Yeah, cool. So I've read the book. I read the book many years ago, and I don't really know why I read the book many years ago. It was just one of those, I think, books that someone said you should read. So I only had a PDF version of it, just printed it off, and I read through it, but it didn't resonate with me. And it's only since I've become part of this group, this community, the Masterminding Noble Goldman, that I've taken the opportunity to purchase the unedited version, read it once, and now I'm on my second time round, and I've got sections here tabbed out and I'm highlighting sections with my highlighter and so forth. So, but the lesson I take from it is it's a tool that it's a never ending learning tool. So I think no matter how many times you read it and go back and read it, something out of each chapter will resonate to where you are at that particular time in your life. and that's what sort of is happening for me. And I've learned to read it slowly. I've learned to read each page slowly and get meaning out of each page rather than try and race through chapter after chapter to complete, the book. And to the point where if I don't understand a chapter, to go back and reread a chapter until it actually gives some meaning to, get that real deep meaning from it. And I think being part of Noble Goldman and the Masterminding has brought a lot more meaning to it. A lot more meaning to, I guess, the goal setting, the abundance game, and having that desired purpose. Not sure, the desired purpose for me, not sure. Still, it's a work in progress, and I think it will be. And I don't think there's any time frame to rush it to be a completion, because I think it's a thing that will continue to evolve as you evolve and grow within yourself. So I just believe it's a great tool. I actually purchased the Think and Grow Rich for women. I've read that. That's going to be a gift for, it is, Rosa. It's a fantastic book. That's going to be a gift for my daughter. So I hope she's not on here listening. Now, whether she's 20, whether she thinks, Dad, why are you sending me this? But maybe one day she'll pick it up and get some lessons out of it, because that is a great read, and it's very relevant to this time. And yes, it's written for, I guess, for women, to inspire women, but I think it's still a great read for any man, because there's still relevance to today, to how she writes that book and puts it together. So that's my takeaway.
Yeah, fantastic share, and thank you, Adam. What's the just because you really did a great cover of it all, is there any particular chapter that stood out?
I've got an auto-suggestion.
Auto-suggestion.
Yeah. So, no thought, whether it be negative or positive, can enter the subconscious mind without the aid of the principle of auto-suggestion.
Yeah.
And I think it's the power of feeding the mind of that desired purpose, and and that target, what you're looking to aim for and achieve, and just and reminding the subconscious mind of that.
Yeah, fantastic.
Which the abundance grain in Noble Goldman is great for. The affirmations, goal setting, perfect.
Mm. And with that, I'll dive into that section around auto-suggestion. So the medium for influencing the subconscious mind, auto-suggestion refers to the use of self-directed communication and self-administered stimuli to channel thoughts from the conscious mind to the seat of the subconscious, because the conscious mind often acts as a barrier to sensory impressions. Auto-suggestion must be used to create thought patterns conducive to translating your desires into their physical equivalent. Exactly what Adam just said then around doing the affirmations, constantly affirming to ourselves that we are worthy, we are capable, we do deserve. And that really is where a lot of the growth takes place. And I know that Adam had said the impact, the abundance game in particular within NG, that is available to all members, free members, people can access this. Adam said that it had a significant effect on him and his growth, and that's why he wanted to dive in deeper. So just goes to show, when we access these tools, when we utilize them, it can have a positive influence on us. So great, thanks for sharing there, Adam. Dorothy, would you like to share what has been your best part of the Think and Grow Rich book, your best chapter, or the overall view?
Yes, I just wanted to share and also add to Adam. I'm not so long here, so I started actually definitely with the book of Sharon Lechter. And I guess it's a great book for women that like to have the view on today's world and how this can be applied in today's world and just get strengthened. But for me, it was not so clear to see the essence of Napoleon Hill's visions. She does it in a perfect way to bring it in, but for me it was not dense enough. So now I got the book of him, this book of Sharon Lechter, a girlfriend of mine, she just grabbed that because she's very woman orientated in development, and she thought, this is my book, and I gave it to her I lent it to her to read it in holidays, and I said, okay, I take the direct version now. And what I would just like to read the last sentence of his intro, because this is for me a key point. I'm very curious about what all you might already discovered. He's writing, if you are ready for the secret, you already possess one half of it. Therefore, you will already recognize the other half the moment it reaches your mind. So this is something because I'm coming a lot from the spiritual education, I love in connection, the combination, the connection of introvertedness with financial expansion in a way, to bring it together, because earlier times for me it was or spiritual or financial life, you know. And in network marketing it changed a little bit because of my mentors that are quite spiritual, but here I find it still more tight, more connected, and I love this phrase a lot, and I'm very curious if I have some days of free time to dive into it deeper. Well, this is all I can say at the moment to this book.
Fantastic, Dorothy. And it really resonated because I remember reading that sentence and being amazed at how much it really, truly did hit me hard. So thank you for bringing that back up, because it is very early on into the book. But is there any specific chapter that stands out for you in the book? You're muted. You're muted, Dorothy. Dorothy, you're muted.
No, not really, because all points are relevant, and it's like a bouquet of flower. One flower is beautiful, but many flowers together make the difference. But what I love most is the aspect about faith, and this is also often your theme, and that's why I'm very thankful that you take it up so often. And because I guess there's a lot of difference between faith that is on the level of belief and faith that is in the level of distinction and the burning desire that is behind that faith. And connected to I would love to quote this, if faith is connected to our divine intellect, this is something else than faith that is connected with our 3D orientated intellect. And it brings a bigger shift, I guess, but it needs also to dive deeper. And that's why I love this quote so much, because he refers to our inside alertness and readiness, and not give something to us and say, this is like that, just understand. But he says, if you are ready to it, it will reach you, because you are already half of it. Owning. And this is great, I feel.
Yeah, beautiful. Thanks, Dorothy. Thank you so much for sharing. And while we dive on there on faith, just to expand it a little bit, visualization of and belief in the attainment of desire through affirmations or repeated suggestions to the subconscious, you can develop the emotion of faith, which is necessary to transmuting your desires into their physical or monetary equivalent, which, to be fair, monetary is physical anyway, to a point, because if all of us went to the bank and demanded our money out of the bank account, there is not enough physical money in the world to be given out and distributed. So just think of that it truly is an energy when we think of it like that. So thank you, Dorothy. Now then, we're about halfway through here. So what I'm going to suggest that we do to make sure this flows better is when anybody comes on, the next person drops their name in the chat or puts their hand up as in, I'm going to go next. Okay, so we have a good flow, There's no hesitation. So who would like to go next?
Okay.
Veronica, fantastic. So all of you can think around now, whoever puts the hand up first or drops the name in the chat will be next.
I think I just pipped Gisela. I've read the book like Adam. I read it years and years ago, and it didn't resonate with me. So when I picked it up again as part of the Noble Goldman encouragement to do, it was like I hadn't read it at all. And reading it on my own, yes, it was profound. And as I said in the messages before, it's like, but then reading with Carly as well, we're reading Think and Grow Rich together, and we're just bouncing off each other and getting a whole other level out of it. And also masterminding on it. And the most profound effect that this book has had on me is actually in the call, Martin, where you told us your burning desire and you went through the whole thing. And initially it was really daunting and overwhelming. It's like, holy crap, is that what I have to do? It was too big. But I just got over myself, and I actually went through and did it exactly the way that you did. I did the figures, I did what I was going to be doing. I went through how I was feeling, and it was just a whole other level of understanding and embodying the whole purpose of my burning desire. So that was my big takeaway from this, and I'm still getting more out of it each time I read it.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks, Veronica. It always fills me with joy when you share that, because of the desire was to empower me and feels aligned for me, but to hear it come to know that it's overflowed through my confidence in sharing it to help you challenge yourself to become bigger and really tap into your greatness. I think that's just, it's so rewarding to hear that you've received it and had that moment of doubt, but then went, no, why can't I? Well, what really is going to stop me? And it's myself. And that, when we look at the power of the desire, the starting point of all achievement, wishing your desires will materialize will not bring you riches. To attain any goal, you must have a burning desire combined with belief you will possess it, backed by definiteness of purpose, the firm knowledge of what one wants. Hill details 6 steps for turning your desires into a reality. It's certainly a powerful one, and thank you for sharing, Veronica.
I'll just add one other thing as well. So with the Think and Grow Rich for Women, Sharon Lecter keeps saying throughout it, when she's faced with a dilemma, it's like, why not? That is her go-to statement to herself, is why not? Yeah,
brilliant, and thank you. And for those of you who haven't, we did a mastermind series around the book Outwitting the Devil, and we actually I chopped. There's a video, an audio narrative from Sharon in the YDS group, and I chopped all of the chapters in there. So if you want to go through it, it was an extremely powerful few months was masterminding around that book. So yeah, a lot of value, and Sharon does a fantastic job. Okay, so who's next? Was it Gisela? And then who's going after Gisela? Be prepared.
So good morning, everybody. Wonderful people here. Many, many greetings from Germany. I love to be here. It's all my value. And so as a brand new member of NG, I just began to read the book again, and more slowly, as Adam said, and with more consciousness too. But what I can say is each chapter is great, and it depends always to the current situation where you are in. And you can, in a situation, you can grab the book, and from your inner out, you can open it, and just what you see on this side, it fits. That's my experience. And so you always get so much out of it, so much. And it's a real great a company for life for each of us. And I love it, and I love to be here. and to can exchange with you all the experiences, and to thrive together and to build good things in this world. And yes.
Beautiful, Gisela. Thank you. And was there any particular chapter that's had the significantly more impact, maybe lately or a while ago? One specific chapter?
Don't know yet, but I can tell you next. Next time.
Fantastic. Thank you. Mother.
I thought I'd better put my hand up because he'll just pick on me anyway. So I thought, get in there. That's what I thought. Yeah, for me, when I first read Think and Grow Rich about 3 years ago, and when it said about Mastermind, I thought, there's no way I will ever be in a mastermind. I can't think of anybody who would want to sit around a table, or as we do Zoom, and discuss anything. And it was really like, I read it and thought, yeah, and took bits of it away with me, and then obviously Martin got involved in Noble Goldman, and here we are masterminding. But in the meantime, I still read Think and Grow Rich for Women, and it was the Think and Grow Rich for Women that actually resonated with me more so, because I felt it was gentler. And I just loved the way she put things, the level that she put things at. I also have been brought up a Catholic, so the word faith was always bantered about, and it was instilled in us to have faith, but nobody actually told you what faith was. And it's only reading the Think and Grow Rich, both of them for men and women, that well, it's not men, but you know what I mean, the original, that I understand about faith. And I now watch the rest of my family going to church, and I think they don't have the faith within them. They go and they say what they have to say, but then they leave it there and don't bring the faith side out with them, if that makes sense. And I keep saying to them, but unless you have faith in what you're asking for and what you're doing, it isn't going to happen. But their argument is, but I've prayed for it, so I don't need to have faith in it. But yes, you do. And it was that really that came home to me more than anything, to have faith in yourself and faith in what you believe in. So I suppose for me, it is the faith chapter that, although I can't pick any words out of it that resonate with me, the whole chapter of faith is the one that came home to me. So that's me.
Beautiful, great share, Mum. And I kind of feel I should have gone before you because you've just stolen mine. No, that was a great share there. And yeah, you really have covered pretty much every topic. I'll think of another chapter now. So no, beautifully shared, and thank you, because I think we touched on faith before, didn't we, through affirmations? Yeah, repeated suggestions. So Kate, we were going to have you earlier on, so I think it's a good time for you to drop in now on what what you've experienced from the book.
Okay, thank you. I read the book while I was driving, so it was really enthralling. Although,
excuse me a minute, there's no police officers on this call, is there? Just checking. You said that I read it while I was driving. That's some serious multitasking there.
Yeah, it is. It's called Audible. Yeah, I say I read it, but it's like me trying to make it sound better than it is, I guess. Sorry. Yeah, there was a few coppers though. Yeah, but I just sweet talked them all, so it's fine. Sorry, I'll stop. Okay, my chapter was Old Man Worry. Speak of the devil. Basically, I read the book and I got to the 6 sins, and I was just captivated. The whole bit was, and I was just shushing the kids and passing it or telling them to use their iPads or whatever. I was so enthralled It just resonated, every part of it. And the illness was like close to home. It was like that is so true on so many different levels. And then I got to the old man worry, and that was just me. And it was just me in a nutshell, just always second guessing and doubting. And, you know, there was a chapter in there, sustained fear carried by indecision. And it was just like that one struck. There were so many things that just struck a chord within me. But that one was just me to a T, because I always second guessed, and it just helped me. And I think there was a bit of guidance to listen to Mel Robbins with the 5-second rule at that same time. So it was like a concur of lots of information coming at all angles to just stop overthinking and action more. So that was my chapter. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Thanks, Kate. Which was the same as Eva's chapter. Was that right? Yeah, back at the 6 fears, the 6 ghosts of fear. Yeah, fantastic. And it's definitely a powerful chapter, that one that can really challenge us and in a way want to go but then we can relax and let ourselves calm down. But I know Roger's with us, but he's driving. And Roger, we are talking about what we've received from the Think and Grow Rich book, what the or audio, what the best chapter has been, or the most significant chapter, if you're able to talk. But if you're not, that's fine, I can go. I'll give you the opportunity. You are on mute. Okay, that's fine, mate, not a problem. So I can see you trying to do something, and I don't want you to have an accident, mate, so don't worry about it. It's not that important. Okay, so yeah, 2 minutes, that's okay. So in regards to my side, I got introduced to Think and Grow Rich in 2013 when I joined a network marketing company, and my mum will remember this. I was heavily influenced by, they were basically a very young group, 24, 25 group of lads that were all about being fit, the abs, the biceps, the Ferraris, the Lamborghinis, the yachts, and all that kind of stuff. It was very much a materialistic world that was being promoted. And they were all saying about Think and Grow Rich. Well, what I was seeing there, although there was a level of me that was like, that's cool, it really didn't resonate. And then hearing of the title Think and Grow Rich and associating it with the way that they were behaving, it created a huge barrier and a level of resistance for me. And one that made me not buy the book. However, I did download an audio version of it, which was just a couple of hours long. And I listened, because I prefer audios than reading books, which is one of the things that I've been working on shifting, because I know that I tend to try and do multiple things at once, and therefore I'm not really achieving much. So I've bought the book, and that helps me slow down and get into my own space. Well, it was the audio that was really helping me trigger more. And when, like many of us here, when I got involved in NG, that was when everything started happening, because the first mastermind that I got on really helped me understand the power of being on a mastermind, which then, and the facilitator said that one of the courses he was doing was all around Think and Grow Rich. So that kind of took me that way then, and I bought the book, and I made sure. But one of the things that Jim Rohn had said, for those of you who know of Jim Rohn, he's not with us anymore, but he had said that you've got to be careful with Napoleon Hill. He was a very weird and strange man. And in Think and Grow Rich, you need to be aware of what you're receiving, because some of it's extremely weird. And I always was like, well, what's the weird stuff? And what I found out was that there has been a lot of edited versions of Think and Grow Rich, and they take out the vibration element. They take out the words around vibration and frequency. Well, that is not weird to me. That is the juicy stuff. That is the stuff that I resonate with. So I made sure that I got the unedited version. So I was really hearing it from Napoleon's words, like Dorothy was saying before. I'm really hearing it from that side. Not that there's anything wrong with Think and Grow Rich for women. And because this is the true essence of it, I really wanted this version. So my biggest my biggest chapter and they've all had a significant impact on me, but the one that's had the most impact, and I'm not going to use faith because that did have one, but Mum's already pretty much covered my areas around that, was desire. Because as Veronica mentioned earlier, I've always been very guilty of trying to rush things so I can get on to the next step. So I'd write maybe a sentence or a paragraph to get onto the next question, to get onto the next question. So then I'd completed it and I could keep moving. Well, when I chose to do the desire, which we did, I think it was a couple of months ago, Veronica, we did Carly and that. Yeah, we did it a couple of months ago. It really made me stop and think. And I kind of felt like when I reread that chapter, it was as if Napoleon was saying, are you going to continue doing the things that aren't getting you the results you want? Or are you actually going to start implementing what you're reading? Are you going to just look over these 6 areas, or are you actually going to sit down, slow down, and complete it properly? And I remember when I started typing it out, because I do a lot of online docs, when I started typing it out, a lot of this just started flowing from me. And all of a sudden I got to the end and I started reading it. And there were some things that I needed to edit around spelling mistakes. But when I read it, I was like, wow, because it wasn't a rushed sentence or paragraph. It was as if Napoleon was literally looking over my shoulder and empowering me with different words and different areas and sentences to use. But when I read it, I felt like it was truly from within me rather than the superficial me, if that makes sense. So the area of desire, the chapter of desire has had the most significant impact on me, certainly this time around. But I also know that, as my mum said earlier on, the faith aspect, being brought up a Catholic, because I've got an Italian mother, being brought up a Catholic and believing that faith is linked to religion was an incredible shift for me that needed to happen to help me really resonate with what it needs to be. And I think really one of the big things for those of you who work closely with me in the YDS community, only since this neck injury has happened, I've finally realized that what faith, the energy of faith, what it means. Because I thought I had faith in everything that I'd created in that desire that I've shared. And I had faith in what was going on, but because some things haven't been happening in the timely manner and what was told me that they were going to happen from other people, I have had to let go. And my plan is not working out how I logically planned it. But when I had a call with Lisa a couple of days ago after I got the information about what's going on with my neck, she helped me step into a space where I've let go. And I'm starting to really, truly experience the essence of faith in not putting any time limit on it and knowing that it will all work out. So, and I truly believe that that is an important part of the mastermind, because I wouldn't have had that ability to connect with Lisa and Lisa to know where I was in that moment to really share what I needed to hear if I hadn't chosen to be on masterminds and connecting with different people. So there's a lot that's come from this book. And to be fair, this book, just to let you all know, this book and the NG community is the reason why we're all here right now, because I would not have started this. So just think of the power of what we all can do and what we can really achieve when we put our mind to it. Really is powerful. So Roger, you're now in the safe environment, buddy. So what has been your biggest receive from the book of Think and Grow Rich? Any chapter or any area?
Yeah, thanks. Yes, I couldn't find the settings on the phone, but yeah, it's just as well. I waited till I got home. I found, you know, and I shared this with Mark and that on the leaders thing, probably about almost a year ago. One of the things that worked most powerfully was starting with affirmations, but then the chapter that made the difference is visualization. It's visualizing the affirmations, because I had trouble saying them sometimes. And I realized that it was my mind trap. You know, my mind was my biggest, well, I thought my mind was my biggest asset. it was actually had so many well-established, like rock solid paradigms on how poor I am and et cetera, that I had a lot of trouble. But when I started visualizing my affirmations, it's one of the things, then I started to get some breakthrough and everything. And, you know, I'm a Christian. I believe faith is powerful, but the visualization is seeing yourself. And yeah, I can have faith that I'll get there, but I've had faith that I'll see my son, and it's taken 20 years. And that's another thing, you know what I mean? Faith is great, but the visualization has caused breakthroughs. But probably also too, then following up is the chapter on brain. On the brain is and as I said, it's my thinking that's held me back for a lot of my life. And I was talking to Carly about it, something about lunchtime today, and yeah, it's just doing a lot of things and visualizing and making sure I really detail my goals, and then it'll create the desire. So I'm starting to blend into all the other chapters, but I had to have those breakthrough through the visualization first. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had the success that I've had so far. But now I'm starting to say, well, now I'm probably starting to ready to look at another chapter of the book that I probably need to focus on, probably creating that desire. Probably needs it, because I said that's probably what I'm lacking, because I was sharing with Carly, and I've shared it elsewhere. I think it was Mark last week. You might have been on that one though, Martin, a week ago. My wife sort of gave me 2 weeks. My wife's giving me a care, but she's actually physically, because she's a massage therapist, she can't continue. And so I thought, I've got to be successful at Martin Goldman. At my age, no one's going to give me a teaching job. I can get supply days, but I'm not going to get a teaching job. And it's a lot of hard work with the way system's going. So I'm teaching. I can teach through Mastermind. I can teach my chemistry and my maths and stuff like this. But the Mastermind and some of these things I can create, I can still be a teacher, but not the way I originally had planned.
Yeah, great share there, Roger. And you brought up a few things that I'd just like to touch on, if I may. Around the visualization, the key part of it is connecting emotionally with it, so activating our senses. Now, my mum said something on a call the other day and said, I saw this car, and my mum said, I'm not, no pun intended, but I'm not driven by cars. I don't get excited over cars. I don't desire a car, but I saw this car the other day and thought, oh, I really like that. There was something about it that captivated her. And one of the things that shared in The Secret, the movie The Secret, and no doubt the book, was there was a guy. Has anybody here seen the movie The Secret? So you'll probably remember the guy in his chair, and he's like driving his sports car. He stepped into the visualization of it. He got into the energy and the emotion of it. So what I said to my mum today was, go to the VW garage and sit in the car. If you're allowed to go and take it for a drive, take it for a drive, because then you energetically connect with what you emotionally felt. For some of us, it's hard to create the emotions around what it would be like. So if you have the opportunity to do it, go and do it. I know that Holton Buggs, some of you may be aware of him, he wanted to live in a specific house. Now, this might sound a bit freaky, but he wanted to live in a specific house. So what he used to do, he used to pick his children up from school. His wife, him, and the children would drive into the suburb, and they would see the house, and they would imagine driving up the driveway, going into the garage door shutting, opening the door that then led them into the kitchen. And they would imagine and literally create this whole story of visualization in their head, which then eventually they own that house. Like, that's the power of it. So in the movie, I think in the movie The Secret, John Azaroff talks about how he had created a vision board and the house there that he had an aerial shot from, and then he's unpacking a box one day, and next thing he looks and goes, wow, this is the house. We actually are in the house, and he completely forgot. Carly.
It's funny you're talking about this, because me and Roger worked on this today, where we were talking about the energy and tapping into the joy and the gratitude of the experience, having it already. in a year's time or whenever you feel it will arrive, like in a month's time, but right now, so that your expansion of your energy matches receiving it, like the whole joy, internal gratitude right now, you know. And so that to me is a vision aspect again, like Roger's talking about. And so this is perfect timing, because this is what Roger was asking me all about today. And if you listen back to this little piece, Roger, it's been recorded in our group, and just re-listen to what Martin's saying, because this is exactly what I was getting you to do and practice 5 minutes 3 times a day, or whatever you want to do. Like, you know, tapping into that. See if you already have the house, the 2 houses, whatever you want.
Mum. Thanks,
Yeah,
Kathy.
it's funny really, because North Road, where Martin wasn't born in North Road, but Kevin was born at North Road, and Martin's dad still lives at North Road. I used to walk past that house 5 days a week to go to work and walk back home. And every time I went past it, I never visualized myself living there, but I don't think I visualized myself living there, but I always said to myself, oh, I'd love to live here. And we ended up selling the bungalow to the people that owned the house, and we bought the house, and we lived there. I lived there until 15 years ago. But it was, and then I always wanted to live in a detached house. I didn't actually specifically say which detached house I wanted to live in. And the house that I live in now, which I absolutely adore, is on an estate that I never wanted to live in. So sometimes it gets a bit confusing, this, you know, you think you're going down that road and then you end up somewhere completely different. And that's where I get confused about visualization. I start to visualize it and then I panic thinking, oh my God, do I want this? Because it doesn't always work out. Will I end up with something worse? So I get a bit confused with visualization, but I get confused with quite a lot of things. But yeah, it's interesting to know what you go past and look at and think about. Then eventually, you know, it comes your way. It's just great.
Yeah, beautiful share. I think there's the what is it, the saying of aim for the moon and you may land on the stars, or aim for the stars, you may land on the moon, something like that. But there's also, I think there's a key important fact here as well, is that not only is it important to have that desire for something greater than what we're having right now, but there's also the important part of having gratitude for what we do have right now. So finding the essence and the beauty in what we have, because we tend to get accustomed to things and forget the gratitude part. And one of the experiences I had recently was, some of you know that we've been living on the road, and for 4.5 months, we had seen rain in only 2 days and clouds, I think 4 days over 4.5 months. And it was on average between 25 and 35 degrees. And then on the way back into Perth in Western Australia, it's winter. It's at the worst winter. They've had the worst winter ever. There's been so much rain. It's cold. And I know that sounds crazy for an Englishman, but it's cold. This is my Italian blood speaking right now. So we're coming in, and the challenge there was I actually found myself saying, I don't want to be in Perth. I just don't want to be here. And I pulled myself up and said, hang on a moment. You've referred to Perth as paradise. You know, some people save up all for like the big holiday, for the biggest holiday in their life, to come and experience this. And you're having the attitude right now of disrespect and not appreciation for it. And I just shifted it and I found gratitude in it. And I always have referred to the rain as it's nourishing the earth. The rain is nourishing the earth. The earth needs it. I love being in nature, and nature wouldn't be as beautiful if it didn't have the water. So we can always find gratitude when we see a bomb. But I got comfortable, and there is not growth in a place of comfort. Uncomfortable is where we find that growth. So there's stuff there, but there's also something I'd like to just drop on for you, Roger, with what you said then around your wife not being able to massage all her life and what you'd like to create. Something came up on another call and it really made me think around this area, because I wasn't on that call, but some feedback from that call was a lot of, let's just say the communication was coming from an incredible space of lack. And it was lack of faith in themselves and their ability and in the software and the system and the people around. And it was really just voicing out fear, self-doubt, going into that area of what we were talking about before. Now, one of the things that I was, someone may have told me this ages ago, or maybe I've just become aware of it, that if there's something that we know we need to do in order to succeed in an area of our desire, then it is up to us to create the skills to be able to do that and achieve it. That might mean we have to learn new things. That might mean we have to partner. We all know that Henry Ford leveraged the skill set of other people. But when in the model that we've got, where it's about helping more people access the value, and we are rewarded. So it goes back to what Zig Ziglar said. You can have everything in life that you want if you just help enough other people get exactly what they want. So we start looking at, well, where is it that I'm not effective? Do I need to get around people? Do I maybe need to get on a mastermind or a masterclass that's specific about that area, that topic, that's the level of skill set, and acquire the skills to help me succeed? We know that if somebody doesn't like public transport, doesn't feel safe on public transport and wants to have a car and be comfortable in their own space and listen to audios, then there's a good chance that they're going to need to learn how to drive. They need to have that skill set to be able then to get themselves to where they need to get to or where they desire to get to. So it's important that we look then from this side, Roger, and this isn't me telling you what you should or shouldn't be doing. It's just to look and go, okay, well, what is that figure? And this is where it's really important, because some of us, we don't see the true beauty. We just see the money. And some of us are triggered by money, okay? Remember that money is an energy and it's a byproduct of something more valuable, which is our time and our committed energy to it. Therefore, if you're clear on what that kind of monetary energy needs to be to help retire your wife so she doesn't have to massage, and to support you financially, if you're clear on what that figure is, then you basically create the plan and learn the skill set to help you achieve that. And you're going to find then that what resonates with you, and this is where it's really important. When I did my core values in a course, the guy told me what my core values were based on something that I had written. And I looked at him and I said, but how am I going to earn money from that? And he went, don't worry about how you're going to earn money from that. And what I was doing was I was logically thinking, how can I do a business that's aligned with the core values of gratitude, experience, and connection? And he said, when you let go of the logic process of how you're going to earn money and you access that vibration of each of them, the monetary value will be attracted into you. It won't happen immediately, but it will happen as you grow in that space, because what you'll start to notice is everything around you will start shifting. Your energy and vibration will rise, and therefore more can be attracted to you. And that, when you think of the power of that, more what? Because the only way the money can come in, based on my vision and of my passion for helping others, is others being attracted to my energy and wanting what I've got to help them, wanting to feel the same and not live the same lifestyle every day, but live the life in that higher vibration. And all it came down to is getting clear on my core values and starting to live in accordance with them. And from there, things have been shifted. But detaching from there, well, how and why and how, what do I need to do? Let go, be in that energy, in that frequency. So just find the things and the areas that get clear on your core values, go out there and write down your vision, get clear on your desire, and know that this is a key thing. What we did on the desire was we just did it till the end of the year. Now, I have every intention of living past the 31st of December, 2021. So I will have a new desire and it will keep growing, because I'm going to keep growing and evolving. and things are going to happen and things are going to change. And that's going to signify basically the way that my desires flow. And that's the important there. Be like water, flow. Kate.
Sorry, I just wanted to share that I created a vision board last year and I've achieved nearly everything on it. And now I'm in the transformation of creating a new vision board, which I'll start my 30-day challenge tomorrow. But this is it. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, nice.
Caravan. I got that. And that's hang on, where am I? The outback of Australia.
That's
It's
awesome.
just a picture of a magazine and Travel Australia. And with my kids, that's my son and my daughter on the other side. And I did it. And the vision board thing is massive. It's massive. Just visualize it. And I looked at that every morning and practiced everything, the training to be the version of me to create those or capture those dreams. And I did it. Like everyone said, all my friends said, you can't, it's COVID, it's lockdown, you won't be able to. But I just had a goal and stuck at it and did it. So it's, yeah, achievable.
Good on you, Kate. Thanks for sharing and well done. Are you going to start a new vision board now?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
I've got an accountability partner who's just like, that was created after I read Think and Grow Rich. That lady could see that I was just letting go, aligning. It was all happening. I first attempted the 30-day challenge and I didn't know what I was doing, but it was slowly working. And that person reached out to me. And finally, after progress and coming back home from the travels and connecting with this lady, we are going to take the next step and do the 30-day challenge as accountability partners from tomorrow. And I'm just so excited that it's all coming together.
Beautiful. Well done. Thanks for sharing. Roger, do you had your hand up?
Yeah, after that, I've forgotten what I was going to say. I'm just trying to get it back now. I think, yeah, visualizing that is very important. You're going to have to give me a minute because I can't remember what I wanted to say after that.
Well, that's all right, because we have gone over time. So, but if it comes back to you before we wrap it up, that's cool. But I do want to thank everybody for your contribution today, your energy in the room, sharing that. There's definitely been a lot that has been shared and definitely received to help, not only to help us all, but anybody who chooses to watch this, anybody who chooses, if you want to share this with anybody in the group, just let them know, tag them on the video and say, hey, if you want to really get some indication over the next hour as to really why the power of this book is here and has been impacting everyday people, impacting their lives, have a listen to this video and learn some of this, because if you're open-minded, you're going to receive exactly what you need to help you on your way. So thank you all for an incredible mastermind. I am very grateful for your time, your energy, and being here. And Giselle, it was lovely to meet you. Thank you for being here, and you're more than welcome to come back each week. As for everyone, on Friday, we will drop in there around what your biggest takeaways were from this call, and any of the other masterminds throughout the week. Feel free to share. But I look forward to seeing you next Thursday. And for those of you who are Gold Star members and Vault members, we're on in the next 20 minutes. Okay, so I look forward to seeing you soon. Arrivederci.
Thank you.
Just a minute.
Thank you,
Martin. Goodbye all. I just wondered, because I did put a question there. I thought there was some meeting some time ago that Mark put on. He has got something that you can copy, but you edit, that you paste to invite people to a mastermind. I just wondered if there's some particular procedure that you can use to invite people into the vault.
There's nothing that I'm aware of that somebody's like created a script to invite them into the vault, but I think there's the thing to look at is, and this is where it's really important when we're creating a community, we're going to get different people from different walks of life, different personalities, different energies. If we want to look at the color chart, they're going to be yellow, green, blue, and red, basically, as a rough overview. What we're actually looking to do is find more of ourselves. Okay, you're sharing what you're passionate about. When you share what your core values are and you're living in accordance with your core values, you naturally will attract people who are like-minded and are like you. So what happens is you see value in Noble Goldman. You see value in the vault, okay? And this is where it's really powerful. You look at what is it that resonates with you about NG? What is it that resonates with you about the vault? What is it that resonates about the abundance game? And those people who are attracted to you, not physically, by what you do, but those people who are attracted to you, they already have something in alignment with you. So all you need to do is find out what is it that excites them? What is it that they're passionate about? And you can find something within NG that is of value to them to help them. For instance, right now there's a group that have come in who are all around sports, in particular rugby, and they've come in and all they want to do is talk about rugby. And one of the guys on the call today said, I just felt there was nowhere that I could go where I was in a safe space to discuss what I'm really passionate about, which is rugby. Now, most of us who are looking at, let's say, NG as just a personal growth platform would not associate, we'd be thinking of the likes of Bob Proctor, Tony Robbins, Lisa Nichols, Oprah Winfrey, all these incredible mentors in the area of personal growth. But some people just want a place where they can discuss the things that they love. And it's a place they know they can go and it's going to serve them. And if we're listening to what people are saying, we can find the areas that we can help people connect to receive value. So there's not necessarily a script that needs to go out there. And this is where it goes back to what I said earlier, Roger, in regards to the skill set. We look at where is it that we feel we aren't comfortable. If it's basically enrolling, recruiting, we start learning about that. We start listening to mentors who are talking around that, and we listen to their language. Now, there's some who are very, let's say, a red. They're very much all out, and they're gun-ho, like a Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone is a red all day long. Grant Cardone terrifies some people. But then you've got a different energy over the other side where they're really just, they're able to nurture somebody, not through manipulation. They're listening, and they're finding out what people need rather than telling them what they need. Because what happens with a lot of like online platforms is there's a lot of hype, there's a lot of rah-rah, and you need this and you need this, and people go, I need this, and they come in and they get involved, and then they go, I really don't feel like this is where I want to be. I don't. When the party's over and the dust settles, that's when you go to work. So the network marketing companies, they have a massive party every year, and there's awards given out for it, and everyone's like, "Wow, this is fantastic! This company's amazing!" Way. Do you know what? For the other 364 days of the year, that is when the work is done that gets them to that point. So when you get away from all the party stuff, so that's where it's really important to be looking and going, what is it that I'm looking for? Who am I looking for? Get clear on that. This is where you start getting into your goals. What's your vision on it? Who do I want surrounded by? Because I've got a friend of mine who's successful in business, and she said, I want 30 business builders. She got 30 business builders, and every single one of them tried to kick her out of the business. Every single one. They created a group, and they were so horrible to her. And she's a beautiful lady. And she realized in that moment that she needed to ask for something different. I want 30 business builders who have the same values and aligned with me and have the same kind of vision and mission, so I can work and collaborate together in order for us all to succeed. The next 30 she got were 100% her people. You see, like that order we're putting out, the communication to ourselves, the communication we're clear on, and these people will organically come into your life. So I didn't chase Carly, I didn't chase Adam, I didn't chase my mother, I didn't chase Kate. Like these people who are direct to me right now in NG, I didn't chase any of them. They came to me. You see the power of that? And that's where it's different. Now, there's going to be times when you need to reach out and you need to connect. But if you're living in accordance and you're showing up, you are going to be attractive to the people who resonate with your frequency. Does that help? Does that help everybody? Yes, Dorothy.
I have just a technical question. I wonder sometimes I do not find quite often the recordings. Sometimes they plop up, but if I search them, I cannot find them. Where do I get them? Because I would like to send this to a new team member.
These recordings are on the Your Desired Success YouTube channel.
On the YouTube channel?
Yeah. So the ones that are recorded.
I don't find it in Facebook.
They may be in the group. It depends if I stream, but I actually put them on the YouTube channel because it's easier for people to share them with people who aren't in the group.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you just keep up to date with what's happening in the group, there's actually on the document to support everybody, it actually says, so I posted a document into the group, and it says, at the bottom, it says, like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And every week I upload this video or the videos that we've recorded. Not the Gold Star and Vault member calls though. They're unlisted and they're private in the group chat, not for public, because they're more relevant to this software and what we're doing in YDS than actually a public mastermind like this. Does that make sense? So
thank you.
You're welcome. Roger, I am aware, guys, we've got to go, so I can't be on too long.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I will be time. I did just remember what I wanted to say. When I joined the Vault, I got into the. Yeah, I'm happy too, Carly. I remembered. I got into Zenvestors, and I've really learned a lot. And I've actually helped. I'm getting to a point where my cryptocurrency is going to pay for something to keep investing, if you know what I mean. The other thing is now I find I'm not really getting into the Zenvestors. I'm more into, and I think this is what you were touching upon to me and to others, Russ advancing on undesigning or unlearning or something like that. Untraining. Yeah, I knew it was, I had it wrong, but I knew it was that. And and he was saying just what you say, you just get things right and like build that relationship, and people say, oh yeah, I like that. Yeah, well, how can I get some of that? And so I got it. Yeah, I got it. Thanks for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. And one of the things that Russ talks a lot about is stop trying to speak. Stop trying to have a plan to go in there and ask the questions before the answers have come through. Listen to what the person's saying. So one of the things that whenever I do an interview with somebody, then I'll have a series of questions as backup. But I'm listening to what the person's saying, and I'm asking questions based on what they're saying, and that's helping the conversation flow. Because if I'm too bothered about my next question instead of listening to the answer, I'm not genuinely concerned about what the person's saying. And in this, when we look at what NG is about, we're talking about, I want to be seen and I want to be heard. And if on the outside, before anybody's in, they're not being seen by us and they're not being heard by us because we've got our own agenda, there is no way this is going to go any further. You see the power of that? It's really a case of, and it doesn't just come on the outside, because it's also for us on the inside with the videos that have been created, the tools that have been created, because everything that's been created for us has been somebody taking their time. And at the time that it was created, it was to the best of the ability based on where we were at. So for instance, this phone that I've got here is an iPhone 12 or whatever it is. Now, when I got my first iPhone, that was on 3G. It was an iPhone 3G or something. Over the weekend, we didn't have signal apart from 3G, and my phone wouldn't work. So think of the power of that. The 3G phone worked as exactly as it needed to do based on what was available at the time. But that 3G phone will not work in the world that I live in today based on where we're at. So everything is evolving and improving. And if we understand that everything that's been created for us right now was created at the time to the best of the ability, but since it's been created, literally a minute later, things have changed. And that's where it's important that we as members look and go, what are we receiving right now? We know it's going to get better, but what can I do on the outside to help people right now and help them come in at this stage, knowing that if you're going to grow, because you're going to grow through the work that you're doing and through the people you're helping, the system and the software is going to grow. And we as a community are all going to receive the value and grow together. Does that make sense? I mean, this is a public call around Think and Grow Rich, but it's really gone into more of the Gold Star Vault member call. But that's okay. So this is where it is, and this is why it's important that we don't rush. We don't put pressure on ourselves. Everything that is available is as it is. It's perfect in its own moment. And there's people out there that have, like, for me, I know every part of NG. I know how it works 100% because I've given the time to learn it. Do I believe it can be improved? 100%. And that's why I put a lot of man hours and time with the team and Beth to create the new version. But does it all work effectively? 100%. Do I have confidence that if this was all we were ever going to have, that it could work? Absolutely. But can it be improved? Yes, it can. But I also know it can be improved because I can improve. And the only way that that's been able to be improved is because of my own growth. Looking at what can we do better? How can we serve the members? But I am going to have to go because I need a wee and I've got to be back on in 5.
Yeah. I was going to say that's faith, Martin. You just mentioned faith. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you all. Take care. Arrivederci.